Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Des and today I wanted to show you my reading notes notebook. I have tried many times to keep a reading journal and every time I do, I never keep up with it. But I have finally found something that works for me, and that is to keep a notebook for writing down notes while I'm reading. This isn't like a traditional reading journal. I do have a reading journal. I have this reading journal from Kunitsa Co. and I really love it. And I did a video on this journal and showing you how I use this and how I set it up. So I will link that for you. But I use these two journals together. So in my reading notes, I write things as I'm thinking about them while I'm reading, and then in this reading journal, I write reviews using my thoughts and information from my reading notes journal. So that's kind of how I use them together. So keeping the notes in this notebook really helps me retain information and makes it really easy for me to flip back and see what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and ultimately helps me write good reviews for books. This is an MD notebook. This is the A6 size, and I have the lined version. I decorated this cover with a little bit of scrapbook paper, some washi tape, Mary Berry Studio stickers, which I do have a discount code for. I will put it in the description for you. And then this tag here comes with these notebooks. So I just filled it in that I started on January, and this is my reading notes journal. So the inside looks like this. I just have a little extra bit of scrap paper here. This is my 2024 reading notes, volume 1. I anticipated probably filling up this notebook by the end of the year, but we are about halfway through the year now, and I'm not quite halfway through the book, so I might not need a volume 2. Skipped the first weird page, and then this was the first monthly spread that I did in here. So on my monthly spreads, I like to have a section for what I read during the month, whether or not I finished them, the books that I bought, and the books that I borrowed from the library. And then on the following pages, I write the date, the book, or a shortened version of the book title, and my thoughts. I like to have some indicator of where I'm at in the book. So when I was reading Tress of the Emerald Sea, I would write what chapter I started on and what chapter I ended on, and my thoughts about that section. So these are kind of what my notes look like. I did do a review here, and I'm still figuring it out at this point in the notebook. I have since changed how this is laid out a little bit. When you get advanced reader copies or ARCs of books, you're supposed to give a review when you're done reading it, and that helps publishers and authors get buzz around books early before they release. So that's what this is really helpful for. So Your Shadow Half Remains is a book that I got an ARC for at the beginning of the year, and when I was done reading it, I summed up my notes in here about how I felt about it, and then on my laptop I kind of made it sound better and put things into coherent thoughts. Here's February. I also put quotes in here, and the way I denote that is I do quotes and the page number, but then I put a little line right here next to it like this. It might be hard to see on the camera. So this marks where a quote is. Here I wrote down that I wrote a review for the book Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood in my daily pages of my Hobonichi Hone. Here's March's page. When I finish a book, I mark an X through the dot to the left, and when I finish the month without finishing a book, I write what percent I'm at in the book at the end of the month. Sometimes I have to write down information about who is who in books. When I was reading Earl's Trip, I couldn't remember which lord matched which first name. So I had to write it down in my notebook, and this made it really easy to refer back to. Here's where I did a review for Earl's Trip. This time I just did bullet points for all of my thoughts. Then I typed out these bullet points on my laptop and rearranged them and wrote a review from the bullet points to kind of organize my thoughts. Here's April. I put a dash through this book here because that means I did not finish it. So I stopped reading that one. When I do a library book, I put the name of the book, what type it is, whether that be audio or ebook or physical, and then the date that it's due. And then I put a check mark through the little dot once I've returned it. Here I've left room to review an arc that I've read that I haven't finished reviewing yet. Here's May. May, I bought a ton of books because Libro FM had a audiobook sale that you didn't have to be a member, and I've been wanting to switch from Audible to Libro FM, so I thought this was a great chance to just get a bunch of audiobooks on there and move over. So that's why I have so many books purchased. Here is June. The stickers on these pages are also from Mary Berry Studio. I thought the rainbows and rainbow colors would be really cute for June since it's Pride Month. I haven't gotten any library books this month, and I honestly haven't finished very many books this month either. It is the last day of June as I'm recording this, so I do want to finish A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking today, though, if I can, because I apparently only have like an hour and a half left in the ebook. So that's where I'm currently at. The other thing I do on my monthly spreads is I put a little dot right here on one of the lines so that when I close the book and I'm flipping back, I can find the previous month easier because I just have to go back to where that dot is. Not the easiest, but it works. And then for the current month, I'm using one of these Midori index clips here at the top. This notebook also pretty much always stays on my nightstand. I primarily read at night before bed, and I just like to make it as easy as possible for myself. So this sits on my nightstand with my book, and when I read, I just grab both of them. And that encourages me to pick up my notebook and write down how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking as I'm reading. And this practice has been really, really awesome. I feel like I remember what I'm reading more. I feel like I connect more with the writing too when I take a moment to sit and think about it and organize my thoughts enough to write them down. So yeah, I really love this, and it helps me write reviews more too. So I did a review for Earl's Trip here in my reading journal. I also recorded this, so let me know if you want to see a video of that, of me filling out this spread and talking about what I thought of this book. So that's mostly it. It's pretty simple, and I think that that's its strength, is that it's easy to use. It doesn't have to be cute. I can just write whatever I'm thinking in here, and I only need this one pen, really. And I thought for the end of the video, since it's the last day of the month, it might be fun to finish filling out this spread and set up July's spread with you. So this stack of books here on the right are all of the books that I bought in the month of June. So I bought 6 books. I wrote down Sourdough and Wicked already because I bought them earlier this month, but the other 4 I bought more recently. So I'm gonna add those here. So the other books I bought this month were Network Effect, which is the first full-length novel in the Murderbot series. I think it might be number 5. I also got Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, Shady Hollow by Juno Black, and Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Also, something cool is that this copy of Done and Dusted is actually signed by the author. So I thought that was really exciting. I also got a bookmark and a couple of stickers. I'll add the percentage that I get to in each of these books at the end of the day, since it is the last day of the month and I will definitely read tonight. So I will do that later. And then I like to start on a fresh left-hand page. So I write the number of the month and then the name of the month. I leave this section to write down what I'm reading. And then after the halfway mark here, I write acquired and library. And then I go over them with this Tombow. And that's pretty much it for the monthly spread. I use these Stalogy dot stickers to mark the month over here. So just go down to the next line. Since the last one was here, I put this one here. I put it about halfway on there and fold it over to the other side. And then now this month has a little marker. Let's add a couple of stickers. I'm going to stick with the theme of Maryberry Studio stickers in here. Oops. I want something that feels kind of summery, so I'm thinking about doing a bunch of plants. I also can't resist putting these star stickers everywhere. I think they're so cute. I think those really just tie everything together. So yeah, that's pretty much all I do for setting up a new month. A lot of the time I don't even decorate, so it makes it really easy for me to just pick up this journal and get going, I try to make it really simple so that there's a low barrier to entry, and thus it will be more likely that I will use this every day. So yeah, I hope this was helpful for you. Do you keep any sort of reading notes at all, or a reading journal? I would love to hear about it in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!